I'm Harrison Graham. The Chicago Bears slaughtered the Buffalo Bills on Sunday night to complete their second preseason game of the year. And Pro Football Focus has released their PFF grades for the Bears. So I'm going to react to some of the notable ones here on today's show. We'll spend a lot of time on the offense and then a little bit of time on the defense. But got to start with the quarterback. Caleb Williams got the start, played 2 drives, led a touchdown drive, and then seemed to have something going on the second drive, but they stalled out on the Rome Odunze drop. Graded out really well. PFF had him as the 4th highest graded quarterback in the league this weekend. And remember, most teams are playing 3 or 4 guys. There's probably, 80, 90, 100 quarterbacks that played this week. 86.6 passing grade. Made 1 big-time throw as well. Adjusted completion, because remember, finished 6 of 10, was almost 78%, so you factor in the Rome drop, the screen that he had to dirt, so on and so forth. Average time to throw, 2.6 seconds. That, I think, is as important as any stat. What does that tell you? He's getting the ball out quickly. Only 1 game out of 17 last year did he have a 2.6 or seconds or less time to throw throughout the course of a game. Obviously, only played 2 drives, but he was around just over 3 seconds last year. If he's 2.8 or less this year on average, that is a huge step in the right direction. So feel very, very good about him playing on time, at least last night. And I assume the big-time throw was the seam shot to Cole Kmet, because that was an absolute BB for 29 yards over the linebacker and under the safety. A little just seam shot there before the safety can get down and crack Kmet. So that was a good ball. A number of good throws I thought Caleb made in this football game. Here were the raw stats, obviously. 6 of 10, 107 yards and a touchdown, passer rating of 130. And we said this last night, and I'll say it again, just kind of the full arsenal of throws on display. I guess the only true throw we probably didn't see was just like a true deep ball, but that seam shot was about 25 in the air, just on a laser. Saw the out route with anticipation to DJ Moore with pressure coming as Braxton Jones gave up another pressure there. We also saw the kind of layered crosser to Cole Kmet, the quick slant to Alameda on time, on target to allow Yakias to take it all the way to the end zone. Just a little bootleg where he flipped it out to Loveland as well. Just kind of the combination of just different play calls and Caleb executing the different type of throws was really nice to see. And, it was definitely a step in the right direction as he and Ben Johnson are in the early stages of this partnership. But Caleb spoke about the game after the game, saying that he feels like just in this last month he's grown a ton, and obviously it's about continuing to grow, keep going. So I'm excited about what I saw, and I think Bears fans should be as well. How would you grade Caleb's performance against the Bills? A, B, C, D, or F? Probably give it A-. I mean, the check down back to Hankins wasn't a great ball. Probably got back to it just a tick late. But on 10 throws, I thought that was really the only quote-unquote mistake, and it was more so just – not a great play. It wasn't a negative play by any means. So I'll knock him just a tick there, but A- overall. The opening drive was an A+. It was fantastic. So I thought he was really, really good. All right, let's get to this left tackle quote-unquote competition, because I really think it's down to 2 guys at this point. But Braxton Jones, Theo Benedict, Ozzie Trapillo, Karana Magaji, you see the grades out right there. Now, there is a context. Braxton Jones played with the starters the opening 2 drives, and he was better than last week, but still not great. Allowed that inside pressure, got beat on that move once again, but I did think he was better overall than a week ago. Theo Benedict continues to play well with the opportunities. He got a lot of run with the 2s last night. I don't know if he played any right tackle. I think he played exclusively left tackle last night. He graded out much better this week as a run blocker than he did a week ago, so you're seeing him do it both pass and run blocking. Ozzie Trapillo played exclusively with the 2s on the right side, so I think he's mostly out of it now as they're working him on that side so he can kind of get those swing tackle reps. And then Karana Magaji did not grade out very well at all, especially in pass, where he was fine against the run, actually. But that was with the 3s working late into the 4th quarter. So that is not a good sign. This is kind of my read on this. I think it's Braxton Jones and Theo Benedict, and I think Braxton Jones is the front runner. I think if he goes out there, has a good week of practice this week, if they do play starters against the Chiefs, which Ben Johnson seems open to, and he holds his own, at least plays like he did last night, if not a little better. I think he probably wins the job. I do think Theo Benedict's applying real pressure. I think he's pretty secure on the 53 at this point. Ryan Poles said on the broadcast, or actually on a different interview this past week, that he could play all 4 spots except center, so that versatility gives you that value for him on the 53. Trapillo is likely the swing tackle or just the backup right tackle for now as they continue to develop him. And then Amagaji, I think, is on the roster bubble. My gut tells me he'll still probably make it just based on the investment of a third-round pick from last year, but even if he makes the roster, he's probably a game day scratch early on in the season. He's probably inactive. I wish they'd get him some run at guard. They have not shown interest in doing that just yet. Maybe this week, if they've made the determination that he's clearly out of the competition at left tackle, maybe they'll give him some run at guard. I think that would be a good idea, but we have not seen that up to this point in time. Okay, let's talk a little Luther Burden now, as he is buying in. In fact, just a little bit ago, the Bears tweeted out Luther Burden block party. He laid 2 blocks that led to rushing touchdowns on the goal line, which is absolutely fantastic to see. He is taking the quote, no block, no rock mantra that Ben Johnson has been preaching for months. He's taken that standard to heart, which you absolutely love to see. PFF graded him out over an 80 overall, 73.4 receiving. Run block, 90.6 for a receiver. He is cracking people in the run game. And listen, he's a thick, physical guy. It's all about want to when you're a receiver and you're getting involved in blocking. And he led to 2 touchdown runs. I mean, seriously, go look at the Bears tweet highlight about it. He just cracked a couple of guys, sealed the edge on one, drove a guy back on the other. It's great to see. You can see the buy-in. You can see he's invested, and that's awesome because this guy's got all the talent in the world. And to see him bought in, I mean, think about where we were. He missed all OTAs, wasn't ready to start training camp. You're like, man, the vibes feel weird. And then ever since he's been back, he's making plays every day. He's buying in, even though he's getting a lot of work with the twos. This is a guy they're going to have to get on the field because he is blocking. He is making an impact. And what do these coaches talk about all the time? What do you do when the ball is not in your hands? That is going to dictate the opportunities you get. Guy's playing his ass off when the ball isn't in his hands. And when it is in his hands, he's making plays. That play on the right sideline where he put his foot in the ground, I think he put Damar Hamlin on his ass. This guy's special out in open space. So definitely excited about where he's at and his future. Today's show is sponsored by PrizePicks. Welcome back to PrizePicks here at Chat Sports and on Chicago Bears Now, the best daily fantasy sports app that exists. Football season is here. Preseason games are rolling along, and college football is upon us, so don't miss any of the action on PrizePicks. And before you know it, week 1 will be here as well. It's very easy to play PrizePicks as you just pick more or less on stat projections of 2 to 6 player lineups. If you get your lineup right, you can win up to 2,000 times your money depending on your lineups. By the way, for week 1, look at this max discount. Dak Prescott, half passing yard right there. Awesome deal for Dakota. You take that, pair it with something else, and you can win a 2-player lineup. Very, very easy. College football here as well. Week 0, get in on the action with plenty of players to choose from there as well. Other sports too. Baseball season ongoing. Basketball will be back soon. You got women's basketball as well. It's all available for you. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS to get $50 instantly. Once you sign up and play for just $5, got to use our code CLNS at PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Join the millions of users playing PrizePicks right now. Link is in the description and comments of this video. Okay, tight ends now as we continue with our PFF grades. Colston Loveland and Cole Kmet. Graded out very similarly. Overall, 91 and change. Loveland slightly higher on the receiving there. Pass block, run block, both very similar. The point is both these guys have a role on this team, and they're both going to have their opportunities. And we saw it on display against Buffalo. Caleb Williams with the seam shot to Cole Kmet for 29 on that opening drive. A couple of catches for Loveland on that drive as well. The drive starter to get out of jail. You're backed up after the Tyler Scott flubbed kickoff return. Little bootleg from Ben Johnson, tight end drag, just flip it to him, let him go, get 8 yards. And then after Drew Dahlman gets hit with that holding penalty, it's 2nd and 15, 2nd and 16, kind of a deep over route. You let him clear the linebacker, layer the ball, and Loveland gets you 17 or 18 and a first down. I mean, these guys are going to make plays because they're going to get a lot of opportunities. And with the amount of weapons on this offense, who are you going to double team? And if you do, you're going to get a lot of favorable man coverage looks elsewhere. Other offensive PFF grades, just to point out, these are just overall grades. Ryan Bates, listen, I was concerned. He had that arthritic shoulder problem. He had a concussion last year. He seems to have locked down that backup center job, and he's probably your just top overall backup interior lineman. So good to see him play well. He had an 86.5 grade. Tyler Scott, he flubbed that kickoff, but he made some plays later. You see the talent there. It'll be interesting to see if there's a world where they keep him on the roster. I still think he's on the outside looking in, but that touchdown grab was nice from Tyson Bagent. Speaking of Bagent, 80.3 there. Zacchaeus gets an 82. Jonah Jackson, the 72. DJ Moore, 66.8. Darnell Wright kind of average there at 64. Joel Wilson almost 70. We'll see if he pushes for a roster spot. Ian Wheeler and Britton Brown were both in the 50s, but I thought they had their moments. I thought they did some good things. And then Rome Odunze, pretty simple. He had one target and dropped it. So that's why the grade is 40.4. Thank you guys so much. We just crossed 127,000 subscribers. Round of applause to all of you. We crossed this during our watch party. The next goal is 128,000. Keep this puppy rolling on the train. Appreciate the love, the support. We've got one more preseason watch party on Friday, and then the real shebang is here. So lots of stuff going on. Roster cut down day next week. We'll get you ready for that as well. So keep us locked in. Okay, Noah Sewell, has he locked in the linebacker number 3 job? I would say it certainly seems so. He's been a little bit more consistent in camp and in the preseason, and I thought he popped again last night, graded out much better than Ruben Hippolyte. You see the flashes with Hippolyte. You do see the speed, but you also see a 4th-round rookie, a guy who's still kind of figuring things out. So I think he'll make a lot of his hay this year on special teams, and hopefully as the year goes on, he gets occasional opportunities on base downs with 3 linebackers. But I think you have to reward the consistency here. And I think Noah Sewell has been more consistent from start to finish during this training camp period and in these preseason games. So I think he's that guy at this point in time. What say you? Do you think it's Noah Sewell as linebacker 3 or Ruben Hippolyte? NS for Sewell, RH for Hippolyte. I think it's Noah Sewell. I think he's earned it, and I think he's been the more reliable player up to this point. Austin Booker, solid again as he had a sack and almost got a second sack. Wasn't as dominant as last week, but still had a PFF pass rush grade of almost 80 there. Didn't grade out as well against the run overall, but still was pretty good across the board. And, you're continuing to see the power and the advanced pass rush arsenal that he's got this year compared to last year as a pass rusher. So that's promising to see. He did get dinged up in the game. As of now, we do not have an update. Hopefully it's not serious. If it was, you'd think you would have heard something by now, but that is certainly something to keep an eye on. But again, if he can become that 3rd edge rusher and be that reliable pass rusher that can give you a splash play here and there, that could make a big difference after Montez Sweat and Dio Adengbo. Some other defensive PFF grades. I didn't really hit many of the starters here because they only played 3 plays the opening drive, but Tano Passanio, he graded out pretty well. I would imagine he's probably going to make this team as a rotation edge defensive lineman. Nick McLeod, with how thin you are at corner, he's graded out well. He got a lot of reps over Josh Blackwell this week. I'm not sure if Blackwell's dinged up or not, but I'm pretty confident Blackwell's on the team. But with Terrell Smith going down, Nick McLeod probably is too. It might be smart of them to give him a few reps at outside corner. Andrew Billings had a sack, thought he looked good. Trey Flowers, Listen, he's been scrappy back there. He certainly has lost a step compared to a few years ago, but he's a big physical outside corner. He does fit this scheme. With the injuries at corner, he could sneak onto the roster. You look at that trio of defensive tackles, Chris Williams, Zach Pickens, Jonathan Ford. I think one of those guys makes the team, maybe two, so keep an eye on that as we get closer to cutdown day. Daniel Hardy, they love him on special teams. I don't think he's a great fit in this Dennis Allen defense. He's kind of a smaller defensive end, so unclear kind of what his fit on this team is. Dom Robb didn't play quite as well. He also left with an ankle injury, so keep an eye on that. And then Eamon Ogbongbemiga, I thought he struggled a little bit at linebacker, but we know his primary role is on special teams anyway. All right, guys, there you have it. Some PFF grades and my reaction after the Bears 38-0 win over the Bills in week 2 of the preseason. One more game to go as Chicago travels to Kansas City this week. We'll be live for it on Friday night, so be sure to subscribe and join us.